Hello, hi, welcome and thank you for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day, a beautiful night. This is going to be a timeless and collective reading. Whenever it finds you, it is the right time. See what resonates, leave what doesn't, and remember that divine inner guidance is in you. Try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. I'm trying a little bit different setup here. It's a little bit cold by the window, even though my heat came on, so I had to put on my robe. But I was thinking maybe you wanted to see what I see. But I feel like you're very far away. So let's just dive in, get a little clarity on the overall situation, and just go with the flow today. I feel like I'm squatting. I'm not even on the chair. So let's start with this. Let's start with the mystery deck. Let's open up a little bit of mystery and get some clarity. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Grace Consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What would be helpful as opening message for the collective? Please and thank you. Oh, you're going on a date. Somebody's thinking about dating you. Maybe this is somebody you don't expect to ask you out. Maybe you're doing the planning on going out with someone, having a really good night or morning, day. Maybe it goes into the after hours party. Perhaps it goes into another date 2, 3, 4, 5, and on and on. I feel like it doesn't even matter. This moment looks amazeballs. It looks like you're gonna have a really good time. Whether that turns out to be a deep romantic connection or not, I think you're gonna have a good time. So if someone asks you out, maybe you should say yes. You know, see how you feel, trust your discernment. But I feel like this might be a spicy night. So let's get another message. What is another message? Clarity for the collective. It's interesting because I kept seeing, like, I don't know why I've been thinking about doing like an in-depth divine truth reading. Maybe that's not today, but it keeps like the messages keep coming in about love for you guys lately. So love is in the brain, love is on the mind, love is in the soul, or somebody thinking about you in a very loving way, in a sassy way. So let's see what else comes through. Maybe the next message will be different. Something's coming soon. Let's see what it is. What's coming soon? It's like anticipation. It's like, ooh, somebody's gonna ask you out, or that date's coming up. I actually see some of you buying something really nice for an occasion. Maybe you meet somebody on an occasion, or out with friends, or maybe just out by yourself having coffee in the cafe, and that's where this happens. But I still feel like there's something you want to prepare a little extra for. It does look like you're getting the message. Something is coming soon. So it's like, it's like, I feel like it's like anticipation. Like, what is it? What is it? So I just heard, don't ruin the surprise. I mean, you're here to find out what's going on, but maybe it's a surprise. All right, well, hey, let's see. We're only gonna get the information we're meant to know. Let's get one from the last part of this deck. What else would be helpful on coming soon? A date to you. Oh, guys, yeah, you guys have all this lovely energy around you, and this is a big, I don't even know how many cards are in here, like 300 at this point. So you have this energy. I love you. I love you. So maybe this is you putting love into yourself. Maybe that's what's magnetically attracting something to come soon into your life. Maybe this is somebody you've already been dating and you have maybe a conversation to really express your feelings. For some of you, that might be somebody that doesn't really say the words, but they show it in their actions. Wow. All right, well, there. I feel like we should do maybe 3 base. We have 3 here, so let's do 3. I feel like this is an unfolding. I actually have probably 5 different versions of the Thoth, but these 3 happen to be in 3 different sizes. A big, medium, and small. Maybe it's about temperance. I always see that as like not too hot, not too cold, just right. Maybe it can be the bridge between you and someone else, past, present, future, or the layering of something as it opens up. Whew, so many different ways to look at these messages, but let's get one from each. What would be the outer layer, the biggest thing to know about when it comes to something coming soon? Maybe it's you arriving soon to someone else too. I love you and a date. The biggest message, please and thank you. That something is absolutely coming soon. You have the 3 of Wands. So somebody is already making plans. You're making some plans. You have a date. More plans are made to go on another date. This is usually for me where you got the ticket, you're on your way to the airport. You haven't arrived at the destination yet, but it's coming. Or somebody's arriving to you. You sent out that spiritual, I just heard a spiritual podcast. Well, maybe some of you do something like that, but that spiritual prayer or message, it's out there. You know, it's been received and something is now on its way back to you. It's like when you order from Amazon, you know it's coming tomorrow. So in the meantime, don't worry sitting outside on your porch waiting for something to arrive. Do something productive with yourself in the meantime. Get into a project. What sparkles your spirit that you're into? Maybe it's getting yourself all fancy or preparing for something that is coming soon. But it's having the energy of faith and trust that it is and that the right thing is coming soon. Maybe you have this beautiful, loving energy. I do hear it's coming in very fast. I hear fast, quick. I mean, this is an Aries energy and it's the sun. So this is someone who's stepping into the I am power. You know, an Aries is like the one that just believes like they're gonna win. The Aries energy can be competitive, but it doesn't always have to be competing out there. An Aries energy can compete with like their internal growth. So let's just say it's an Aries that likes to go to the gym. They are not necessarily looking around and saying, oh, that person did 52 squats. I gotta beat them. It's more likely that the Aries will be the one that said, okay, I did 12. I did them perfect. I did, you know, I got through it. And tomorrow I'm going to do 14. It's just getting better than the last time. But it could be somebody who is in competition for you, since that came through. But this is someone who shines very, very bright. It's somebody coming through with a very masculine pursuit in their energy. They believe they're going to get you. This is somebody who is going to get that date. This is somebody who has like ultimate confidence in themselves. But it's also you having confidence in yourself, trusting that the right thing will come in. If this is upside down, it is kind of a lack of confidence. It's like putting a rain cloud on your own situation. What do you want? What do you want, Rose? So if you have that ticket in your hand and you're getting on the train, it's in front of you, the door opens, and you're like, oh, I don't know, it'll be a long time on the train. I don't know if I'm going to go, and you miss it. You miss getting on the right track. You know, you got in your own way. Or you got sidetracked waiting for something to arrive. So let's get the middle message. Let's get the next layer. I don't know what you want, babe, but don't bark. Don't bark. I might have to see what she wants just in case she has to go outside. I'll be right back. Oh, you're so far away. Let's get you another message. Let's see what the layer inside of this. Let's see what caused this progression in spirit sparkle. That's kind of what I'm getting, because this is the energy of spirit, fire, enthusiasm, creativity, expansion, all that good stuff. It actually does look like there's a flame under here. So maybe it's an old flame. Maybe this is a new flame. Let's go to same deck, but different deck, and see what sparked these plans or what inspired this movement of energy. It's also where I always see it as leaving the castle, leaving the kingdom, kind of getting out of the comfort zone a little bit into that energy of expansion to explore, to make some changes. It's where it started to feel a little stagnant before, so you got itchy to make those plans. So it's just, it has to have that follow through. This is very dark. I hope you can see me okay. I feel like maybe I should pull that light up. I don't want to turn it off again though. So let's just go with it. It's going to be weird lighting today. You got the Wheel of Fortune. So luck is on your side. I keep hearing quick. Maybe your fortune is going to change really quick. This is something that's destined to happen in your life, because this is destiny, it's fortune, it's fate. Maybe that was your sign. This is where the wheel is now spinning in your favor. Even if you got kind of stuck underneath, you figured out something when you're hanging on for dear life over there or there, so that now when this wheel spins, you handle it differently. I always sort of feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, you've learned by going around and around, but the best way to handle the wheel is to find that center spoke, because it's never like, you know, pushing you against the sides or helping you hang on or like stepping on the top. I just see someone like, I don't know, like if you were on the top of a hamster wheel and not inside of it. But it's not running on the hamster wheel. It's just being that center, that spoke, where everything just kind of goes around you and you see something in that full perspective. I actually just saw one of those weird, what is when I feel like my hair is all, I'm touching my hair, it's because I'm all staticky. What are those weird things that people go in and it's like a 3-dimensional ball and you go around in it? I feel like it's a little more like that than an actual wheel on a wagon. So you're not just going forward in one direction. You can kind of go around in all different directions when this luck changes. But maybe everything changes once you pursue those plans that you were thinking about. Maybe you're making all of this preparation right now because you know something big is coming. So this preparation could also be, I mean, I just see somebody kind of cleaning their house, you know, vamping up their style, shaving their beard, brushing their teeth, trimming their hair, doing their nails, like taking care of yourself. Also working on a passionate project, something that you can talk about on that date that you're excited that you're doing. But this could be a fortunate event coming in your life as well. So maybe some of you are going to a specific event. Even in this one, it's like all of the stars are aligning in such perfect formation. And then let me show you this. You are so far away. It's like this flat surface, you know, like I was seeing, like the lid on the box. But all of those stars are now kind of starting to be 3-dimensional in alignment in such a perfect way for you that they are zapping this energy down here, spinning that wheel and making some big changes in your life. Let's see what another layer is. upside down, it's getting thrown off the wheel, or having too much of focus on a certain part of the wheel that did or did not go a certain way, and not recognizing that, I mean, the one thing that's consistent is everything's always going to change. So it is about going with the changes, going with that flow of energy. I sort of see with both of these cards together, if I look behind the basic images and I look at the actual movement of the energy in the background, this looks like a flame that's getting brighter and expanding outward. You also have the lotus thing here. It's a very powerful symbol coming from a muddy situation and blossoming into spirituality. But the wheel here actually looks like, it looks like how I picture a chakra moving. So I feel like this sparkly spirit, I keep getting that, or situation or anticipation that you know something beautiful is coming. This energy of just being in the energy of love and authenticity is actually changing your chakras. So if you had any chakras that were out of alignment, I kind of feel like some of you had one chakra, this is purple, so maybe even your crown chakra, you do have a big like ceiling here. Maybe your crown chakra is busting open. But I feel like if you had a blockage, it's almost like one of the wheels was spinning a little slower or a little faster than the other ones. I feel like everything is in alignment. So maybe for some of you, it's like a big change comes when you get some energy work done, sound healing, Reiki, something like that. I actually just heard a salt bath. Maybe it's just taking a Epsom salt bath, because that's a beautiful and easy way to release any kind of blocking energies, any toxic energies. So maybe for some of you, if you always take a shower, but you have access to a bath, you know, not everyone has a bathtub. Maybe if you know somebody that has a bathtub, you can be a little bit of a weirdo and be like, hey, I need to align my chakras and I need to release some toxins, and I have this big bag of Epsom salt. Can I please take a bath at your place? It has to be somebody like you trust, you know, that you feel like comfortable around. It's that person that said, just make yourself at home. You can like bring that up. Be like, remember when you said I can make myself at home? Can I take a really hot bath or even a cold bath? Hey, maybe you go Wim Hof style. But I do see a bath as being very helpful for all of you, actually, not just some of you. So let's get another layer. The Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Wands. What is the innermost layer to know about? Let's ask about that center spoke. What helps with that center spoke on this forward movement of destiny? Please and thank you. Oh, you gotta let something go. That's a really big energy, and it's really beautiful. You got the Death card, maybe a Scorpio energy. This is where you've decided to cut all those strings of attachments that are no longer useful in your life. This is where you are releasing that old you, that old skin, that old situation, that old pattern, that old partnership, that old whatevs that does not suit you any longer for where you are right now on your journey with all this beautiful stuff that wants to come in, because it's not there for your highest and greatest good, or it's not meant to come along with you where you're supposed to go and grow, who you're supposed to become. It's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's absolutely saying goodbye to something that is done. So there might be a situation that has been done for a while, this is telling you it's done. It's time to cut the strings. It's time to move on, because it's going to be only beneficial and helpful in exactly right now today. But I did see you cutting away toxins. But I feel like this is strings of attachments. I'm going to show you this up close. It's not my big deck. That's why I ended up getting this particular deck as big as I could get it, because it's so detailed. But hopefully you can see it. You see how that skeleton here with the weird ass helmet is holding onto these strings, and they're all creating these little bubbles, these little situations, these little karmic moments and cycles in life, and they're holding something on. And then you see this here. This is the one that's free. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is not attached to anything that is done and doesn't belong anymore. It's the message that comes through that reminds you to live. Because I think about this one. I think about that card automatically from this deck. And it says, like, you know, when death is on its way for everyone. You never know when it's going to come. So live. That's the message. It's not about death. It's the rebirth. That's the focus. You can focus on the loss and get stuck there, or you can focus on the rebirth, the phoenix rising, the transmutation, the transfiguration, the evolution instead, and what is to come. Because you're still here. So what do you get to do? What do you get to change? If this is upside down, it's just holding on to something that's not there anymore. It's that you know, it's the snake shedding its skin, and you see that weird ass skin on the ground, and you're like, oh, that old skin's looking all gross there, but it suited me so well before. I'm going to try to crawl back in there. It's going to look really gross. It's not going to fit you right. You've outgrown it. So sometimes it is literally throwing something away. You don't put it on the shelf as a memento. You know, I do feel like this is actually about releasing something. So I feel like I'm trying my best here. This is definitely very different as far as a setup, but I do feel very organized. I do have more room here. So let's get you, since those were two really big ones, you know, the Death card and the Wheel of Fortune, 10 and 13. And then you have the Wands. These energies, when they come through, are way more of a divine influence and destiny energy. It's about how you handle the major arcanas. This little one is more in your control. It's just an everyday situation. It's minor arcana. You can go on the date. You don't have to. You can go to the restaurant. You can go to the movies. You can book the ticket for the vacation, or you can book the ticket for the concert. You can sit on the couch and watch Netflix. It's like things you can control. This is a little bit bigger. So there is something in your destiny that is meant to be. You're meant to have some big changes. Maybe it starts with a date. Maybe it's not even about that person. Maybe this person recognizes you as so valuable, so beautiful, so interesting, that they put that little spiritual sparkle back into your life. And maybe you don't want to go on another date, but let's just say you have a really amazeballs conversation on that date that triggers something in you that suddenly takes you on a different path that is your destiny, that you wouldn't have had that idea had you not had gone on a date with that person and had that conversation with that person you may or may not go out with again, right? So I do feel like it's important for you right now to get out there. Also, to make some space and let something go that's not supposed to be there anymore, because the universe is trying to put all this stuff in alignment for you. And if you're holding on to something from the past, it's, you know, it's, I don't know, I see somebody like, let's just say you really do want to move on and you want a relationship, but you still have all of your exes' clothes in the closet. you know, books on the shelf, pictures all over the place, and you guys broke up like 4 years ago. And now you actually meet somebody you kind of groove with. Like, they're pretty cool, but you only talked about the ex the whole date. Or you didn't even talk about it, but then they come over and they're like, why are there all, who, does someone, is that your roommate that lives in the room with you? And you're like, oh, no, that happened a while ago. Like, that's just, you're not making the space for somebody new to come in and feel comfortable. They feel like they're invading the space of you and the ex you're no longer with and you left 4 years ago. You know, just an example, but that could also be as simple as you cleaning your desk, you know, so that new project you're working on, you can organize all the odds and ends and paperwork and paper clips or whatever it is that you need to like have some productive time with. Made sense. Like if you're working on a new project, you know, if you are heading into a new job that you love and you are leaving another job, it's maybe giving your other job 2 weeks notice, telling the new place that you're gonna go what day you can start to work, maybe giving yourself a little bit of a break in between since you have that little lead time, you know, that little in-between zone. Enjoy that 0 for a little bit, but you know, somebody knows you're coming, somebody is aware that you're leaving, and maybe this isn't that 2 weeks notice for some of you. Maybe this is a job where you're like, yo, peace. This is not for me. I am not valued here. I have this pure potential coming in, this abundance and all of this fiery energy where I should be appreciated. And thank you, no thank you, I'm out. Like, it's everyone's situation is different. Whatever feels right for you. I do feel like if that's your situation, maybe don't burn bridges. You know, that's a pretty extreme situation. But I do feel like it's better to always leave a place because you never know who might be somebody that's a contact later that could be very helpful for you if you do something with grace and maturity. We'll just throw that in there, but you know, to each their own. But either way, it's knowing there's an ending so you can go towards that new beginning. All right, let's get a message from the universe. Yes. And what is this? Don't worry. Everything you've been waiting for. I love the same message. Everything you've been waiting for, your destiny, the Wheel of Fortune, good luck, is on its way. That's this one. It's on its way. You ordered the package. It's coming. Don't worry about it. It'll get here. Even if there's like a delay and it went to the different warehouse, it's still gonna come. I just saw you picking something up. Like it went to the wrong. I actually see someone that either maybe trying to pick you up, got lost along the way. You had to meet them halfway. The package went to the wrong post office. It's still gonna, even if you have to be the one that goes and gets it, if it's in your destiny, it is gonna work out where it's not gonna be lost in the mail, lost in translation. Everything you've been waiting for is on its way and progress is being made, even if you can't see the results. So much is happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams. Just trust the process. You know, let it go. Expect the best. Get busy in the meantime. You know, put some love into yourself. Know that something amazeballs is coming soon. And if by chance you get asked out on a date and that appeals to you, perhaps go. All right. Where should we go from here? I did pull that Art of Life just because I thought of it hard. So maybe we should get one from here. Let's get one. See, I was doing really good, but when I open up these boxes and start to put the cards down all over, it becomes kind of a little bit of a mess. What is one? What should we ask about? I kind of feel like we should ask again about what's coming soon. or how to prepare best for what's coming soon. What is the advice that the collective needs to know in the meantime while something is being prepared behind the scenes for them? What is the best advice to help? Please and thank you. Oh, you really do gotta let something go. All right, so this is the best advice for you. It is time. Actually, I saw you cleaning up your desk, cleaning up the mess, getting rid of the stuff that doesn't belong and creating the space for new. Look at how messy that person is. Like I was just talking about with this desk. You know, if I went on and did another reading without kind of organizing, the messages would feel messy because I don't know where to focus. I'm focused on that pile and that, not letting go and allowing the messages to come through. So maybe for some of you, it's cleaning up your house. Maybe it's cleaning up a situation. This is where somebody feels like they have so much pressure, so much stress. And it's usually self-created or stubbornness. It can be stubbornness because this is somebody who, they're like, no, I'm not going to clean today because it'll take me all day. Then if you can't do it all, you have to make an adjustment. So if you look around your house, let's use it as an example since that's what that looks like. Paperwork's everywhere. Books piled up to the ceiling. This person's trying to study, but they're probably not concentrating very well because they keep looking over at the big old mess. So let's just say that's overwhelming. But start with a drawer. You know, if you can't do the whole thing, be like, one thing I'm going to change. If I can't do the whole thing and go on a mission, get it all done, take one of your messy drawers, dump it out, look at everything you got. What don't you need? What's been in that drawer forever? What did you lose 10 years ago that you just found in that drawer? Huh, thought you lost those keys, you know, and get rid of the stuff you don't need. Organize it, keep what is useful. And now when you open that drawer, you're going to be so satisfied. And let's just say you start on the drawer, before you know it, you did the end table, then you start doing your laundry, then you look like, you know, you look like a Gap with everything being really organized in your closet. You just Marie Kondo'd your whole house. But even if you don't get to the whole house, at least that one step is done. To not do it is someone choosing to do something the hardest way, and sometimes that's somebody who feels like they have to prove how strong they are, which just feels stubborn. You don't have to always do it the hardest way to prove how strong you are. You know, sometimes it's doing it the smarter way, easing up the pressure, easing up that load a little bit, and then having more time, you know, to get ready for your Wheel of Fortune to come on in here. Because this is somebody that probably wouldn't go out on a date. This is probably somebody who would stay in that big mess and just order food to come in and eat it on top of a book. This is a lot of pressure somebody's feeling. And it is like a pressure cooker because it's fire. So this is an ending of this kind of pressure that somebody's putting upon themselves, that they allow others to put on them, or pressure where someone is saying, you know what? I'm going to delegate some duties out there. That person offered to help me. Maybe I won't be so prideful and I'll say, yes, actually, if you could pick up my shit from the dry cleaning, that would be really, really helpful. Could you do that? Really? Because I really like to get to this thing I just can't do. But the person's like, no, I got my books. I got it. Or they want to prove to everyone else that they are the one that I'm getting, like the provider. But that can be male or female. Like, nope, I got it. No one else can do it as good as me. I'm doing it because that's what I'm supposed to do. And then they're just going to overwhelm themselves with all this pressure until the point where they just burn out by exhaustion. Because at the end of the 10 of Wands is burnout. So patience and fortitude conquer all things. It is telling you to be patient here. But you have to have the fortitude to know how to change something. Sometimes this is conquering a mindset or conquering, you know, something that was overwhelming. Upside down, I kind of feel like it's the person that decides to make some adjustments. Sometimes it's a big old release. Be like, you're carrying 10 watermelons up the hill without your shoes on, and there's prickers on the whole way up the mountain. The watermelons keep falling down. You can't even see in front of you. Maybe it's just put them all down. Take one up at a time. Put some shoes on. Go get yourself a wheelbarrow or put them in the back of a pickup and do it a different way. Like there's always a better way to do it than how this person is being so stubborn, assuming it has to be done. But sometimes it is getting through a situation like this that is hard, and it is just getting to the end. But if it is that you have to stay in this situation, once you get to the end, you don't go back and redo it the same way. You got to switch something up. Or it's just like an endless cycle of battery drain. Wow, I felt like that message came through for you guys, like very powerful. Because whatever I am tapping into, you know, if my energy is kind of like chill, whatever. I mean, it's some of my energy, but I'm tapping into the energy of you or who you're thinking about and how that message needs to come through to be heard. I felt like I was just given like my hands on my hips, like, but I do feel like somebody's not listening. You know, somebody's refusing to do it a different way. And maybe that's not you. And that's just giving you understanding of someone else's energy. Because somebody has to want to do it. But I kind of just thought of that weird thing where like, sometimes it's easier to actually go over to somebody's house that's not your house and clean it. And it's really easy. But then you look at your house and you're all sentimental about different things or it being a certain way and it's really hard. But then you just let someone else do it. And you're like, oh, wow, everything's amazing. So maybe some of you do something like you clean houses or it's getting a cleaning person over there, an organizer or something like that. Keep seeing a messy house. But I think that's also an energetic sign. It can be, it can be actual, but I feel like it's more of an energy explanation. All right. Well, where do we want to go from here, guys? Should we, let me see what I brought. I mean, we do have the date, and I did mention the love truth. So let's get a love truth. Let's go there. What is a love truth or a few that would be helpful for the collective on 10 of Wands? It could also be the 10 of Wands if we are talking about love. It could have been a really hard relationship where all the pressure was on you to do everything, or all the pressure was on someone else instead of equal give and take. It could have been somebody always making all the plans, somebody always showing up. Also the wheel, sometimes I think of the wheel driving. Somebody always having to be in the driver's seat or always feeling like they had to take a back seat. For some of you, if the 10 of Wands has to do with work, it could be that you were just overwhelmed by a workload where there weren't enough hours in the day to do it, or you weren't provided the technology for it to be easier, or you had nobody around you that wanted to ever help you if you needed a day off. So it's either switching something up in the environment that you're in or taking yourself out of that environment altogether. You are releasing something completely here. So what are some messages to help the collective when it comes to love, romance, relationships? Please and thank you. Left on red. So there's somebody who maybe you are at an ending with. Maybe it was a ghosting situation. Maybe it was even somebody you went on a date with once. And they don't know how to respond. And I feel like this is either giving you awareness of something that's a past energy, just to give you a little peace so you don't worry so much, or it's giving you a little clarity on how to, let's see what it says. I'm not sure how to respond to your messages at times, so I go quiet. Yeah, I still feel like it's giving you advice for anybody new that you meet. You know, if you're all worried and it's like that person sitting outside for the package that's coming in 3 days. If you send somebody a text and they do not text you back, don't keep looking at your phone. You're putting energy in there. You're hanging on those strings to that past text that you sent out. Just let it go. Maybe somebody's busy. Maybe somebody's confused. Maybe they didn't quite understand your text. You know, it got lost in text translation. But I'm kind of getting that somebody might just be busy. I don't feel like it's personal, nor should you take it personal, even if it takes a couple days for someone to get back to you. If they want to talk to you, if they want to get back to you, they're going to. And it's like that movie. If they don't get back to you, that wasn't the right person anyway. So it's like moving along. There's something better that's coming in. What did you learn? Maybe it was just that one little date, you know? So if there's somebody who just doesn't know how to respond, maybe they're going through something. Maybe they're going through a big transition in their life. Maybe they're planning on coming soon, but they got to figure something out. You do have something being prepared behind closed doors here, behind the scenes. So it is telling you there's something happened behind the scenes, but it's happening for your highest good. So I just feel like the less energy you put on that blank screen, the faster it's gonna come. And maybe this is you. Maybe somebody sends you something, you're like, what? And then you go on, you're like, I don't even know what to say to that. And then you get busy. You start working on your thing because you're working on yourself right now and whatever you're doing, and you totally forget. You know, if you want to see that person again and you want to respond, you will respond whenever it comes. But how much less pressure is it on you if that person's not text bombing you all the time? You know, they're just confident. You respond or you don't respond. And if it's back and forth, cute little flirty banter and it's working, go with that, you know. But sometimes it's back and forth and sometimes the ball stays in somebody's court for a little bit. Is what it is. All right, let's get another one. Yeah, I feel like the energy today. I feel like it's very much on a soapbox. So I do feel like, I don't know. Oh. All right, let's go, because I don't want to even, I don't even want to repeat the message I just heard. All right. Divine timing. You have two messages that say that something is coming in. It's coming soon. Just have faith. Have faith. It's coming in the time that it comes. Sitting there worrying about it, you know, or putting something so, like so solid in the plans of it happening in a certain time frame is framing something too tightly. It's like putting it in the little playpen instead of having that expansiveness. What if it's better? What if it's different? What if it's somebody different? You know, what if something really amazing is being prepared for you and you just ruin the surprise by going in too soon? The universe always will deliver in divine timing. Be patient and trust the process. 1111 is also where, maybe because of the 4, you're connecting to an Emperor energy. Maybe something happens in 4 days, 11 days, 22 days. You see the clock at 11:11. You have a divine partnership that you are connecting to here. What is another message? To be helpful. Please and thank you. You're irresistible and you glow in the dark. You stand out in a different way, in a different ultraviolet light than anyone else. I mean, she's in a black light, but it's that ultraviolet spectrum. You know, it's that spectrum of spirit. Look at you with your like neon lipstick. You got like puffy paint on your skin I cannot resist you. You are the best I've ever had. You have my undivided attention. So somebody can't keep their eyes off of you. You know, they're thinking about you even if they're not around you, even if there's been distance. And if this is somebody new you haven't met, the moment they lock eyes with you, feel your energy, they're going to be thinking about you all the time. Let's get one more. One more, please, and thank you. I also feel like you're going to find somebody pretty freaking irresistible, too. One more. That one, I want to show you that. That one is kind of trying to come out. So maybe this has been a tough situation, or something's been slow to grow, to get into the different facets, because crystals will grow very slow. But enlightenment's huge. The truth has been illuminated, and I cannot hide from what you've shown me. So you're coming in someone's world. They're coming in your world to help each of you illuminate, grow. You know, tap into enlightenment. Maybe one of you, you know, gets it a little faster than the other one, or has a different rate of growth, or, you know, different progression, depending on what's going on in your life. Trust the process. If somebody wasn't awake and they're waking up, that's huge, guys. That's huge. That's somebody's entire world looking different. Nothing they're going to look at from their past or their present or into their future is going to be the same, because it feels like their entire path of destiny is changed. If somebody was really stuck in a 3D world, what they were taught, what they were supposed to do, who they were supposed to be, and somebody suddenly sees layers, like I started the reading, beyond the veil, under the surface, you know, through different dimensions, timelines, energies, people, all of a sudden, you know, when somebody gets people, you know, because they can feel their vibration different, all of a sudden, someone's life can change drastically, and it doesn't mean it happens fast, but it's big, you know, because you can't go back once your third eye is opened, once you have that spiritual sparkle in you. The mundane world, the stuff, you know, the typical things, the white picket fence, or whatever you believe is like the perfect thing that's going to bring you happiness in life, doesn't sparkle the same anymore. What if you never saw in color? You know? You saw something only in a couple of shades, and all of a sudden you're seeing these spiritual colors you didn't even know existed. Let's just say it's normal colors I can explain, but you're like, what is blue? What is green? Like, you can't even, let's just say it's, what is that thing? I think Billie Eilish has it. I'm not sure. I feel like I saw that, but you know, you have to sometimes believe stuff with a grain of salt. But it's the people that see sound or hear color. It's like syntha something, something, something. Can you imagine if you just woke up tomorrow and all of a sudden you were tasting sound? You know, or all of a sudden you're hearing color? Like, what the heck is going on? It's going to take a little time to process that, to figure it out, to learn what the vibrations are, you know, how to relate it to anything else. You have no reference point. So like, that's sort of what's happening with someone. And maybe it's that extreme, but you know, it's that process. Give somebody appropriate time. I just looked at this. You do have a little bit of gossip at the bottom. I wanted to pull another card, but I don't know why I turned it over. So everyone talking about the relationship. People are jealous of your connection. Who cares? Don't even get that attention. I'm going to put that back down, because that's just people, you know, that maybe don't sparkle as bright. people that feel like if they talk about everyone else's life, which shouldn't be their business at all, it makes them feel more validated or valuable or more important. Or, you know, if they shine a light on what's going on in that person's life over there, it's like, then they have something to talk about. Why don't they have their own life to talk about? It's something that they are doing, that they are proud of, or they are maybe even providing in the community and helping people with, rather than getting nosy in other people's business and like spreading that around. I'm going to give that a little attention because I do feel like that's important. If you have anyone like that around you and that was something cool to think about before, and this was somebody unawakened, all of a sudden someone's vibration is going to see that and just probably not want to be around it. But the enlightened person is going to be able to also either redirect it, you know, be like, yeah, you know what, if you're going to talk about that stuff, let's just talk about something different. Okay? And then change the subject. Be the smarter, the higher perspective on that situation. And if it doesn't change, you be the strong one and you leave. And if that's what you're into, and you're into the gossip, you know, and it makes you feel better to talk about other people's business, I feel like that's just going to bring the people around you that you're going to vibrate with, that let's just say you have something really important that you've told them. They're going to probably go and talk about your business too. You know, because that lesson comes back. So let's get something else. But if you do have somebody, I just looked at that too, and I'm going to show you that because I love that card. If you do have somebody who's talking about you, it's probably because you're freaking irresistible. And if you're in a divine partnership here, and you guys are out on a date together, everyone's going to feel that energy. Who wouldn't want to be in that dynamic? But this dynamic is going to be so strong, you're not going to be worried about the other energies. You do have somebody that is going to be thinking about growing old with you. Promise me you won't stop loving me, even when we are old and gray, and together and forever. So you got someone looking, you know, not just at the immediate change of fortune. You have somebody looking at the long run. Let's get one more. One more. I kept looking at the cards. So you're irresistible. They're fantasizing about the future. Even when you're old, they're thinking about you in fantasy land. I fantasize, it's the same message as the last one. I fantasize about our future together, but this is somebody who's looking at it a little more closer in time. Now, it depends on what age you are when you're watching this. For some of you, it's having grandchildren together. For some of you, it's starting a family together. This is absolutely, either way, no matter what age you're at, definitely someone that has at least thought about if you and them did have kids together, what would they look like? Or if you adopted, you know, what would they look like? What would they be like? What would their personalities be? Even if that's not something you actually want. If you were in a situation where you don't want kids and the other person doesn't want kids, I feel like you are still going to be a match. And I feel like if anybody does have kids, they're just looking at you in such beautiful, loving, enlightened eyes and mind that they feel like you would just be a blessing in the lives of any kid you would be around, not just theirs. Someone's thinking about what home you'd live in, what vacations you'd go on. They want it all. That's a lot going on in somebody's mind that doesn't want to respond to you. So maybe they are working on some stuff to get those plans into action. Maybe somebody has so much going on here with all of this stuff happening that they just don't even have the words, you know? So look for the actions. Look for the follow through. See, this is what happens with all my cards. You see how it starts all nice? You know, then they get all over the place. So, and there's my heat. I feel like we should end with something, but maybe not something typical. Do I have anything different here? Yeah, let's do this. Let's do it. Universe has your back. What is one message from the universe? We got 2 universe messages today. There's one more. To be helpful. To sum this reading up for the collective. Please and thank you. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more, because then you're not thinking. Stop thinking, start doing, start allowing. This is the energy, surrendering. I'm gonna get closer to you. Surrender to the changes, the transformations that happen. Surrender to your enlightenment and how you grow in your life. Surrender to whatever it is that's coming soon, because it's been divinely set up for you, so it's probably amazeballs. Surrender to however this wheel changes, especially if you feel like you're on the path to your destiny, or that's something that you are figuring out the more this wheel spins, or big hamster ball you're in spins. You know, what else? Surrender that there might be a better way to do something than the hardest way. Maybe you're going to be that inspiration for someone to lighten up their load. Because even if it's just a friend, family member, people around you, co-workers, there are people that are divinely directed by fate into our life to help our dreams come true. It's not just out there in the ether, and it's not just all up to you. It's the right vibrations that come in that provide exactly what you need when you need it to help you along the path. I feel like I should end this reading with like my hands on my hips like a superhero. Except I think I just did the jiggle. I don't know what I did. This was a goofy reading. I do feel like the messages were very powerful. I am gonna try to be flexible with my setup here, and you know, it's an adjustment. I'll probably go back to my couch because I am pretty comfortable over there. Maybe I'll spice it up once in a while. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do feel so much gratitude to connect with you guys. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or night. And I feel like this is the long goodbye. I guess the best way to end is to say how much I love you.